Hi folks, Aaron here. Welcome back to the anime review. Today we're looking at Citrus episode 4. You know, Citrus I was seeing on my timeline on Twitter pissing people off this week, and I was like, I wonder why. I mean, it didn't seem like it was doing anything per se bad, but I realized as the episode went by why people felt that way. And I was like, oh, okay, yep. As I called it though, I did call it. That girl with the twin tails, or not really twin tails, but she's got the spiral haircut. I always forget the actual thing is. It's like spiral tip hairstyle, but they have an actual name for it. I had a feeling that she knew May pretty well, and I also had a feeling she would become a love triangle thing of sorts, like a player into the story. Lo and behold, guess what? She did become that, and it's, we find out because she really likes May also. Like, I mean, a lot. It's, not a little bit. Apparently they were childhood friends and she was always clinging to her, and as time went by, it only got, her being more clingy, but then even beyond a certain point when May's father had left the household, May became this more farther away character in general for her. She still loved her, and she shows it this week. Oh boy, she shows it. But it was interesting to see her reaction to, like, for example, Yuzu at first calling her by her first name. She's like, what relationship do you have? And then finds out as time goes by in the episode that they're new sisters and all that. It was goofy at first. It was funny. But the thing was is that I knew this was coming. I'm like, oh, this is so typical, and it wasn't, I don't think, that well done. Like, it wasn't a bad concept to have a third player into this whole story. I don't think that it destroys the story per se, but at the same time, it just seems like this is a show right now that's going one step forward, 5 steps back. Because, you had at one point May and Yuzu getting really close again, and then, like that, it was just, they were gone. They were right back to square one. So, I definitely understand why people's reaction to this episode wasn't that high. And I really don't have a lot to say about this episode because of that. The good about it was that, yes, once again, we have Yuzu and May, I think, showing signs of a relationship getting stronger. But then the bad of it, and the bad of this week's episode, is you kind of throw all of that out the window by introducing this new girl, and at the same time also putting them back at square one of like, oh, I don't worry about my, don't worry about my relationship, and treating Yuzu very coldly, etc. So it's like, it's progression that's not progression, if that makes sense. It's one of those stories that, you have a moment that you do progress in the storyline, but then it feels like at the same time they're taking away the same thing they just advanced. And like I said before, it's like the 1 step, 5 steps backwards type concept. But it's worse when you see it like this, because this is a show that goes by definition of the drama that's in it, and this is melodrama. This whole show is melodrama if you really think about it. But the thing is that melodrama needs to be done in a certain way to be enjoyable. This wasn't done enjoyable. It's just really kind of annoying. But we'll see what happens next week. I still have hopes for the show. I do, because I don't dislike the show. I think actually Citrus is pretty good, and it's definitely different. It's out of my usual viewing type of show, because that's like not something I'd watch all the time, obviously. But I have hopes that episode 5 will kind of go back and, I want to say, change things that we're having issues with right now. That's what I'm hoping. Anyways, let me know, guys, what you thought about this week's episode in the comments below, as always. I'm sorry for the shorter review, but like I said, it's really nothing to say, so I don't feel like boring you guys. Also, I'm sorry for not having this out yesterday, but I was very busy yesterday, so I, have to have it today. If you guys didn't follow me on Twitter, or if you don't follow me on Twitter, I will have all my reviews that were supposed to be for yesterday spread out across today. This one will come out probably like 10:30. I'll have also a few other shows come out like 10:45, and then maybe 11, etc. Ancient Mag is probably the latest one, because I don't have enough time to review that, but we'll see what happens. Anyways, I'll talk to you guys later. Have a great review. Have a great day, everyone. God bless you all. Bye bye.